not sure that you're the guy for this expedition. Like, you're like, oh, we don't have anything for our snack. And then you're like,
I'm not
I get
the
concerned.
guy. No, bro, I'm not the guy with the problem. You understand? I'm going across the stream. The horse is the one with the problem. The horse is the one saying, hey, I'm beat. I'm going to take off. This was fun. And I'm going, hey, whoa. We're midstream, buddy. We're midstream. And he's like, yeah, change horses. I'm like, I don't do that.
If you're going to go into business, you got to know, like, the way to make money oftentimes is to fail, right? And then you tend to make a lot of money. I don't quite know how that works because I didn't go to business school.
Right.
I could have gone to business school, but then somebody goes, you know what happens if you go to business school? And I'm like, naive.
Businessman.
Yes. I'm like, oh, that's how those two things connect. I hadn't made that connection because I'm business school. This would be all right. Make a lot of money. Right? A lot of people hear business generates funds make you rich. You're like, oh, business sounds good. But then you're not so sure that you want to be like, right now, like when you introduce yourself, you're like, Renaissance man, pilot, TV star. You know, you can throw accomplished comedian, media personality. You can say all those things for you. Long distance marathoner. You can say all these things about you.
Well, we like the term ultra marathon.
Oh, right. You could say all those things about you and you'd be accurate, right? And then, no offense to the people who are like run the economy of our country because of their richnesses, but businessman doesn't have the same panache. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. I think what you're saying is businessman doesn't have the same panache.
That's what I'm saying. I think you need to come up with, I think the business people in general need to come up with another term.
Rebranding, you're saying.
I'm saying that because it makes people go in the club, oh. So if you walk in and you're like, I got the rebrand. Ask me the question that you're going to ask. Can I throw one out and then you throw one out and then we'll throw some up? Like, how about this? Dollars. What do you do? I do dollars. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Ask me what I do.
What do you do?
I'm rich.
Yeah. So it's the same sort of thing.
Right. If you just say, I go into the club, as I do. And, a lot of times when I go into the club, the bass is booming.
Club, CLERB.
Yeah, of course. What else would... What, you got to derail the whole podcast to make the obvious point that around here we say club? Come on.
I think the obvious point is that we are on a podcast.
All right. And which podcast is it?
Hang on. No, I got it.
No, because I know this one. This one
no,
I got.
I know what it is. I know what it is. Don't.
I'm going to get...
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Well, it's killing me because I know it's on the tip of your tongue. I know it's... And you can't think of it.
I had it this morning. Hang on a second. Because we've done over 100. So, that's the thing. If I had business acumen, I'd be like, bang. Taylor's polynomials, I'd be like, bang. I'd be like, egress, regress. I'd be like, bang, bang, bang. You just know terms, right? The market, right?
Sweep fund.
Sweep fund. We just throw things out there, right? Financial aid, right? Bang, bang, bang. We're out there. Closing time. The bell, right? If we were in business, we'd know so much more than we know as people.
That's right.
Right. But I know that I know the name of our podcast.
I do too. So there's no reason to say it. Nah, you say it. I want to give you the honors. I want to give you the honors, my friend. Nah, come on.
The viewers, if they are viewers, and we don't know, they know where they are because they came here.
Know. Everybody knows.
They came to this podcast. They came here.
Yep.
And they were like, I want to watch.
Yep.
These guys.
Yes. Do what?
No.
Come on. You got to know this one, bro.
No. Dude. Come on. Dude. Like, I don't know. Come on.
No, you know. I know you know.
I know. And you know I know.
No,
so
I know
you
know.
We're so good.
We're good.
We're good.
All right. So let's just quickly announce the name of the podcast. Why don't you go ahead and do that? And yes, and then I'll say what we do.
Boom.
And then you go ahead.
What? I know what we do.
No, that's what I'm saying. We both know.
It's a different thing than.
No, I know.
Right?
It's not what we're about.
That much I remember.
The thing that we do is not what we're about.
Correct.
You tell them what we're about. I'll tell them what we do.
Okay. All
right.
So here we are, and
yes.
It's these guys. It's these guys. There's a lot of applause. Like, cheers to these guys because they have the great podcast that we know. And so, like, and they do it. They do it well, and weekly.
Depends on what year it is.
Yeah. And it's two friends.
Yes.
Like, let's talk. Let's get real for a minute.
No, can we? Because we started out being a little goofy, but I feel like it's time to get real. It's time to get really real. I feel like.
I think we got to get really real. Like you folks, you don't want to do a podcast with your enemies. If like, for example, your enemies are the Saudis, you don't podcast with them, and if they're not, you do. You want to be there with your friends.
Your good friend sometimes. Some people even say my good friend. Some people even say that.
Yeah. You want that. Like, you want to have certain goals as you're building a media brand. And one of those goals is to know the name of your
podcast. Yes.
And then we just do that thing. Bam. And then people are like, yes, log in. Right. They log in and they visit us. And that's how we all get together.
I'm going to let the people off the hook because most of them know. Most of them do know. But and I know you know, but some of them do not know that this is Mike and Tom Eat Snacks with my good friend,
Yes, it's
Tom
Mike
Cavanaugh.
and Tom Eat Snacks.
No, I know. You know.
Yeah, no, I know it. Mike and Tom. That's us.
Are you writing it down?
What?
Are you writing it down?
Writing what? Writing what down?
It looked... It very much looked like you were writing down the name of the podcast as we were singing. And then you said what? And then I said, "Are you writing it down?" And then you said no. And then you held up a pen. You held up a pen.
I don't remember that.
Well, you're still holding it.
I'm not. What are you?
The other hand, bro. The other hand, bro.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, you're right. I'm wrong. No, you're right.
So it's
the Mecca of snack podcasts.
It's the Mecca of snack. Wait, it's the Mecca of snack podcast.
He's still writing it.
It's Mike and Tom. And what was the ending? The ending, you nailed it. You nailed it. Do it again because you nailed it. Mike and Tom, that's you and me.
No, I know.
You nailed the ending.
You like the way I said it, right? You like the way I said eat snacks, right?
I
was
just like,
that.
What?
What? When I said eat snacks, that's the thing that you like.
Eat snacks.
I was like, I mean snacks. Yeah, no, I thought I nailed it. I thought wait, you're still writing. I don't know what you're writing. It's almost as if you don't know what the podcast is.
No, I do know. What are you talking about? No, I'm making a list of snacks that we should do.
Oh, I got a good one for today if you want to hear about it.
Ooh. That's enthusiasm and yes.
Oh, I don't know. It sounded like you might have.
That's what that means.
And we had ourselves kind of a time. We had ourselves a time before.
We did?
Well, yeah, because I said, right before we started the podcast, I said, well, it looks like we only got this one snack left in the snack box. And you said, well, what about this other snack? And I said, well, yeah, there's that one. And then you said, well, what about this snack? And yeah, there's that one too. But I guess in my mind, I was kind of excited to try the one just like absolute garbage snack that we have left.
Well, we can do that. There's
nothing... No. I'm midstream, bro. Do you know what I don't do when I'm midstream?
Flush?
Yes. And so you suggested this snack, and I thought to myself, if we just eat this snack and we just raw dog it, will this count as a snack? Like that thought sort of flitted through my head. Is this snack in and of itself, without accompaniment, a snack? I think it is. I think it is. But I feel like I feel like these are probably meant to be eaten in conjunction with other things, but maybe not. Maybe not.
I think yes. I think for sure. I think unequivocally it's a snack, and I think it's meant to be with other things. I think we're giving it away a little bit.
Oh, sure we are.
But look, here's the thing: we'll run it back tomorrow, and we'll do the other snack because you don't pause midstream.
Pause?
You said one thing you don't do is pause midstream or flush midstream.
No, you said flush. I didn't say
I said flush.
You said flush.
I
don't do midstream is change horses. That's what I don't do. I don't change horses.
What are you talking about midstream? What do you mean midstream? What are you riding a horse for?
To go across the stream. I'm trying to get across the stream. I get midstream. The horse is like, I'm beat. And then I'm like, you're going to get beat if you don't cross the stream. And the horse is like, well,
beat your horse.
Come on, it was an empty threat. You think I'm going to beat the horse? Of course not. It was an
empty
empty threat.
I hope not.
The horse knows
but
it.
I also I don't know why you're concerned about a stream like a river. Sure, the Rio Bravo, maybe.
It's a big stream.
Oh my God, the stream. What streams? Streams are no concerns. Your river might be a concern because you don't know. Has the horse got to swim? That's one thing. But a stream, what? You kidding me?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure that you're the guy for this expedition. Like, you're like, oh, we don't have anything for our snack. And then you're like,
I'm not the
concerned.
guy. No, bro, I'm not the guy with the problem. You understand? I'm going across the stream. The horse is the one with the problem. The horse is the one saying, hey, I'm beat. I'm going to take off. This was fun. And I'm going, hey, whoa. We're midstream, buddy. We're midstream. And he's like, yeah, change horses. I'm like, I don't do that.
Well, who's having the dialogue? The horse is like, I'm beat. I'm out. Like, where's the horse going to go? Horse isn't going to take off. Why is that?
Where do you think the horse is going to go? Out to pasture. That's where horses go. They go.
That's where they go when they're dead.
No,
when they're not
that's where
dead,
they go when they're retired, and then they die in the pasture.
When they're retired and going to die, perhaps.
This horse,
you know what's
this
fun?
horse that I'm on just won the pick 6. This horse is a millionaire. So the horse is going, I'm midstream. I'm beat. I'm rich. I don't have to keep doing this shit. Change horses. And I'm like, bro, I don't change horses midstream. That's the horse.
Point. The horse is not going to leave because horse knows oats, right? Horse knows fed. Horse knows I hang with this guy. End of the day, I get fed. This guy, maybe he doesn't check all the boxes for me, but he's an okay guy. He's not
what do you mean he doesn't check all the boxes? What boxes?
He might not check all the boxes. Like, he's okay.
What boxes doesn't he check? What?
He might look at you and go, look, he doesn't check all the boxes, right? He might just look, he might give you the once over. You get on the horse. Horse's first thought is like, oh, light, right?
Horse's first thought. Light is his first thought?
Yeah. Horse is like, oh, geez. Horse's first thought is like city boy, right? Horse's first thought is like, oh, I might even forget I'm carrying something here, right? Horse's first thought is like, all right, this is good, but he's holding the reins like that. Like, what, how do you hold the reins? What hand?
Me?
Yeah.
I hold, well, I'm a side, I sit side saddle
yeah,
when I ride. That.
I know that. And
I write English. So I loop the reins and I sit side saddle. And
the horse is like, tweeting out, what are we even doing? That horse is just like, he's like trying to get a shot over his shoulder without embarrassing you. But he's like, this guy. And you're like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, huh? Oh, just checking my teeth. Click, click. Right? That's what the horse is doing. The horse is like, and then he's like, send. And then right away, people are like, nah, for real? And so he's like, hey, my guy doesn't check all the blocks. You know what's fun about being a horse? I think probably the most fun, maybe the most fun would be like, when you get put out to pasture, when you're retired, right? Before you pass away, I think siring would be a hoot. Like,
siring.
All right. Yeah, siring. You're like, you're good. You ran well. You done good. Now you got a sire.
Right.
You got to like create like other horses.
You don't feel like you'd feel a little cheap, a little used? I think I'd feel a little cheap.
I wonder. I think a horse might be like. I think a horse. I guess maybe the thing is like, if you're having a conversation, if you're like, you guys are getting along, like there's some kind of deep connection, and then the siren, right? So the horse is like, you want to play a couple? Want to play? You want to play like a word game, or and the mare is like,
you want to watch something? You want to watch? We could watch something about horses.
Yeah,
you like? I like. We both like horses.
Yeah, they're like, oh, how about Electric Horseman, Robert Redford, Jane Fonda? They're like, I love that. I love that movie, right? And then after it ends, like
Electric Cowboy. Electric Cowboy. Not Electric
Cowboy. Yeah. What did I say? Horseman.
Electric Horseman.
Electric Horseman.
What is?
What's the horseman thing? Well, they would know, right? Because horses, they'd have the cattle. Right. So they'd be like, and
they're probably not thinking it's a Robert Redford, Jane Fonda movie. They're probably thinking it's a horse movie.
Yeah,
they're not concerned about who the human actors are.
100%.
They're in it for the horses.
Yeah, they're like, we got to catch Magnificent Seven. That's a great movie. They're like, that's
who's in it? So who's not in it? There's 7 horses.
There's 12 geldings. There's stallions running. This is a horse movie. You know what I mean?
There's an Appaloosa in this film.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna when you see this. Is that when you see this Appaloosa?
Where do they run? 3/4 of the way through, they run. There's a canyon. They run. You lose your mind. And so I think if you're doing that, then siring is like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
It's not just someone's whisking someone in and there's no Netflix. You're just kind of like, I think I don't know quite what the.
They get a bowl of oats. They put it between them on the couch.
Yeah,
they're watching the Magnificent Seven. They're eating oats. They're having a great time. And then, if siring should happen, great. Let that be the conclusion of a terrific evening. But if I'm being put out to pasture, and then there's just a parade of mares coming by, and I'm expected to service each one, I mean, the novelty's going to wear off real quick on that. I'm going to start to feel pretty bad about myself, I feel like. Because that's not the way I was raised. That's not the way I was sired. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you probably were sired that way.
I was. Yeah, when I was.
I think part of the thing is like, I think you and I are making this classic mistake that we're approaching this from like the human perspective.
You think in some way, when we have the horses watching Netflix, eating oats out of a bowl, and having deep conversations, that we are in some way anthropomorphizing these horses.
No, I don't think we're anthropomorphizing that. I think we're just thinking we're coming to the siring
right
with a human perspective. And I think maybe if you look at a horse is like, what do you want to do today? And Clem's like, man, I'm going to stand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what about, want to go for a run? I might go for a run in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I might go for a run later on. They're like, okay, cool. And in between that, graze. Well, stand and graze.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then they're kind of like, then what? Well, what do you mean, then what? Like they're like, that's a full day.
Yeah, that's a day and a half. Are you kidding me? And then
so,
maybe somebody, and then Clem throws out, hey. What about siring? You want to do a you want to sire a little later on?
Yeah. So if you got standing, grazing, and running, Clem? Well, who knows who's trotting in, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of maybe that's your huge excitement as a horse.
Yeah, you might be right.
You're standing, you're grazing, you're running, and then it's like throwing a little siring today.
Yeah, why not?
So I don't know.
One thing we can agree on, grazing though. Yeah. Oh no, we're about to agree. I think
one thing we can agree on is nobody likes those trailers.
No,
we brought that up last time.
Oh! I had a question for you, and I didn't want to lose it before we get to this.
So what are you writing? You got a pen. What are you writing down? the name of the podcast?
I was doodling. But we last episode, I think it was last episode, you told me we did a jar of green olives, and you said this might be the jar that I worked my way through.
Yes.
And then I haven't spoken to you since. Did you work your way through that jar?
I came out of the end of the podcast. I'd had like 3 or 4 in the podcast. Then I put the can in the box, and I brought the snack box downstairs, and I put it on the counter, and I was like, because I'm like, I got to go through these, right? And I went and did whatever I did. Came back a couple hours later. Where was all that stuff?
Gone. Garbage.
Yeah. No, not eaten.
Oh, the kids ate the olives.
Everybody ate the
and people were going nuts for those. They were good olives, garlic stuffed olives. If you haven't checked out that episode.
They were half garlic and half olives. That's the genius
a good
of
olive.
it. And in my head, given what we talked about, I was like, you know, I ramped up and I had a shot at it, and then I just blew it.
No,
you know?
No. You didn't blow it. Well, hey, you talked about grazing, and that made me think, we got to get to the snack, because this is a grazing snack. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to tell you some of the ingredients just on the top of the box.
We'll play a little game.
Here's what's in it. See if you can figure out what the snack is. Here's some of the ingredients. You ready? Sunflower seeds.
Got it.
Pumpkin seeds.
Is it seeds?
Basically, flax seeds.
What?
Sesame seeds. Poppy seeds. All of these seeds in this snack. And you're probably thinking, I thought I had it. Are they just eating bird feed? Is that what they're eating? No. But close. Today on Mike and Tommy and Snacks, it's Mary's Gone Crackers. Super Seed Classic. Super Seed. Oh my God. It's a bird. It's the plane. It's a super seed. Now, I can tell you right off the bat, I've had Mary's Gone Crackers before.
Stop it.
Well, have you never had it? You never had a Mary's Gone Cracker? I think you're going to enjoy it. I could be wrong. I think you'll enjoy it, but it's not, to me, in my estimation, this is not anything that I would ever eat by itself, which is why I questioned whether it was a snack. Of course it is. But I know that I'm never going to, like, it's a good base, I feel like. And I hate to prejudice you before you even get into it, but it's a good base. And is it even really a cracker? I think that's going to be the philosophical debate that we get into as I open up my box of Mary's Gone Crackers.
Yeah, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, poppy seeds. Yeah, they're not heavy on the cracker part. They're heavy on the
cracker to me is enriched bleached flour. That's the
says right
part
on the box. Super seed. Speaking of siren,
that's
super seed.
Now I'm looking at the ingredients here. There's no enriched bleached flour at all. Number one ingredient in the Mary's Gone Crackers Super Seed Classic Cracker, brown rice. Come on, Mary. I don't know that you can call these crackers. I mean, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together.
We'll figure it out together.
We're gonna do it constructively, and we're gonna do it with love. But you might not like the answer, Mary. You might not like the answer.
Mary says on the top of the thing, she says, passionately, unabashedly, and irrationally obsessive about crispy, crunchy snacks.
All right, fine. But and then on the other side, it says some see a cracker. We see a tiny plate with endless topping possibilities. And then it gives a few suggestions. The very first suggestion, and I feel like this is going to turn off flyover country. The very first suggestion is Manchego cheese with quince paste. What?
Wow.
Mary, what? How many people have quince paste laying around?
Or know what it is?
I do. Tommy, in my house here in the wilds, my new house that I live in, we have a quince tree. A quince tree right on the yard.
No, you don't. Come on. And until you said a quince tree, I was sure that quince was a bird.
No, it's a tree, and you can make a paste out of it. You know, you can make a paste out of the fruit, and we haven't done that, but we do have quince. So
where does it say this crazy quince paste thing? Oh, there you go.
Do you not have it? Yeah. It's on the side of the box. Now, the next one down is brie plus sliced apple. Okay, that's something people have.
Manageable.
But manchego cheese and quince paste, like,
that's
okay,
your number one.
That's your wild card. Throw that number 4, number 5. You know, that's your daily double in Jeopardy. That is not what you lead with.
It feels a little bit like a Fraser Crane type of like, no, we're proud of our snobbery a little bit.
I feel like the writers and the Fraser writer room would be like, yeah, I feel like that's a little too much. Manchego cheese and quince paste. Come on.
They're probably like one or the other.
We can give that to Niles. We can't give that to Fraser Crane.
Right. One or the other.
I'm opening up my bag now. It's a silver bag.
I mean, quince paste. You've had quince paste? I don't know what quince paste.
Okay. So quince is like a little sort of green. It almost looks like a pear. But it can be eaten and it can certainly be pasted. Right.
I wonder if people are, because I guess people exist that are out there going like, what would be a good cracker to put manchego cheese and quince paste on?
Right. Got it.
Yeah. Salami and Asiago cheese. Okay. Maybe start with that one. Everybody likes salami.
I'm holding in my hand here Mary's Gone Crackers cracker. It's a round disc. It's about, I want to say about 1.5 inches in diameter, maybe 2 inches. And it is, as advertised, loaded with seeds. This thing is 80% seed, as far as I can tell. And you know what that means? I'm going to be regular this evening. Seeds, very good for you. You know, folks underestimate how good a seed is for you, but they got all kinds of benefits. They scrub out your insides. You know, it's like brushing your teeth, but for your intestines when you eat. Yep. Now look, that's not going to affect the score because we do not let health concerns affect our score of snacks, or else we'd be in a world of trouble.
Yeah,
but it doesn't resemble a cracker, is my point. Crackers are traditionally square or rectangular. Crackers traditionally might have some seeds on top, a little bit of, for some flavoring mixed in, but they're not composed of seeds. What are your first impressions as you're looking at this thing?
Well, I can tell you that it smells super healthy.
Yeah, and that's almost never a good thing.
And they're obsessive. Well, they're obsessive about the crunchiness. They really like the crunchiness. I don't need my cracker to be too crunchy. So you're already going in. What do you think?
It's interesting because I've never eaten a Mary's Gone Crackers cracker critically. I never had a critical thought in my head. I never put on the snackologist hat. And if the seeded super seed cracker by itself with nothing on it, I'm just eating it for pleasure. It's not very pleasurable. This is not a pleasurable snack. See, you know what's annoying to me? This is exactly the kind of cracker that Martha, my wife, would buy. In fact, she probably has bought. And she'll put some cheese on it or whatever. And she enjoys that. But if I'm thinking of a cracker that I'm going to enjoy, you know where I'm going? I'm going to Ritz. I'm going to Triscuit. I'm going to Wheaton. I'm going to Club Cracker. Cheese it. Absolutely. Am I going to Mary's Gone Crackers? Sure. Saltine even.
Saltine for sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying I can eat a saltine all by its lonesome.
Yeah.
I can just crunch away on a saltine and have myself a party. This is not good.
No, this is not a party. This is like
homework.
This is bureaucracy.
Yes.
This is filling forms. This is what you do until you can, and then like you finish this thing off, and then you go to your party.
That's right. Somebody's saying to you, "Hey, if we go to the party with the saltines and the Ritz and the Triscuit, we need you to eat 3 of these Mary's Gone Crackers. Then you can go to the party."
You're like,
all right, oh man,
work's got to get done. No, but you do it because you do
it.
You got Ritz and saltines coming up. You're like, those guys are great. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be hanging out, right? We're gonna be like doing the game where we try and like whistle. We're like, good, it's good. You're like, well, are we gonna put the salt side down on the Ritz? It's like, I mean, I can't I can discern no salt, and that makes me mad. You've got any ingredients.
I'm getting a little mad too.
The other thing about the ingredients drives me nuts is brown rice, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, poppy seeds, sea salt, seaweed, black pepper, spices. I don't got any pepper. I don't got any spices. And then the other thing is like in giant letters, contains sesame. It's like, duh. There's sesame seeds. But I don't know what somebody out there is like loving these crackers.
Because
we have them in our box, which means they must be successful enough.
Well, this is a popular cracker. Folks love Mary's Gone crackers. Now, as I'm working my way through additional Mary's Gone cracker, I'm finding that I'm enjoying it slightly more. I don't know if the palate is getting accustomed to the blandness, or if my intestines just really need a good scrubbing. I don't know why, but I'm enjoying this. The next one's better than I enjoyed the first one.
There's a pleasant, I don't know, pleasant is the right word, but there is what's the word? They baked it well. Let me put it that way. Like there's a hearth feel to it, a non-industrial sense, and maybe that tweaks the appeal of the fans of this product.
Texturally, they're pretty good. Texturally, you got your bumps, you got your ridges, you got your seeds, you got your baked brown rice, and it does create a terrific crunch if that's what you're looking for. As you said earlier, Tom, they're leaning into the crunch, and that's good. I mean, they could lean a little bit more heavily into the salt.
Yep. And the spice and the pepper that they talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Here they say we're completely obsessed with perfecting complex flavors and tempting textures. So the textures is good. And on another part of the box, they talk about how they're like irrationally obsessive about crispy snacks. So my sense is they just love obsession.
This I feel like is a trend where companies talk about what they're obsessed with. And every time I hear that, I just want to go, shut up. It's a job. You're going to a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not obsessed with it. At the end of the day, when you come home from work, and you walk in the door, you put down the briefcase, your partner's not like, how did work go? It's like, oh, I'm obsessed. They're getting these textures. Oh,
we're trying to figure out how much crack to get in this crack. And then the partner's like, please.
Yeah. Can we just have one meal?
Can we not?
Yeah.
Can we not? I know, but like,
anything else.
I want pepper, but just a dusting. Like, please stop. Please stop.
Right.
Please stop. Please stop. Right. Please stop talking about your cracker. What? The light dusting of pepper. Oh my God.
Right. It's like you're obsessed. I am obsessed. That's it. You knew that. You knew that about me. You thought it was charming.
It's over.
They're
over
not going to make it.
They're not making it right now. They're not making it.
That's what I'm saying. As a matter of fact,
the partner is listening to this podcast and going, because Mary, we're being reviewed. Anything, Mary's like, she's got like, the highlight thing, anything that mentions Mary, and she has to go through so much stuff because it might be Mary's crackers. But she definitely has Mary's crackers. So she obsessive. She reads everything and has this podcast. Right now is not too pleased about it. But the partner's listening going like, you know what? Yeah. Maybe you are obsessed. And that's maybe not what I want in my life. I don't want that to be dominant in my life. And right now they're having this conversation. It's a meta thing. We broke them up. Sorry, but it's also going to be good for both of them.
In the long run, I think they're going to be grateful that all of us had this conversation.
Because here's who's obsessed. Mary. And there's so many people working there. And in the interview, you can bet they're like, oh no, I'm obsessed with making the right cracker. But then they get in there and like you say, it's a job. It's a job.
Yeah. That's all it is. They probably, I mean, you're right. Mary's obsessed. Mary
Yep.
wrote this thing on the box, and Mary
Yep.
expects everybody to be as obsessed as she is about it. And, it's just not going to happen. Just enjoy what you got. You know what I mean? You've grown this thing from a one-woman operation in your garage to now, it's everywhere. You got hundreds, if not thousands of people sitting there every day, working on the seeds and the pepper distribution and everything. And Mary, they're just not going to, it's not their baby in the way it's your baby. They're not going to be as obsessed as you are. And I think you have to let that go.
I think when they do the taste test, everybody is lining up and they're like, what does Mary think? It's just, that's the template. They're just like, she's like, is it too peppery? And the next person goes like, it could it be, do you think? And the third person goes like, I wonder if it's too peppery. And the fourth person goes, let's scale back the pepper so that now we have a snack with no pepper and no salt. Because somewhere along the line, Mary's like, I don't want it to be like rich and saltine. And the next person goes like, we don't need that much salt. The body doesn't need that much salt. And we're trying to be, and the third person goes, we're trying to be the healthiest, best cracker. And everyone's like, and Mary goes home like weeps in the car on the way home because she picked the right people. They're just echo chambers. That's the
problem.
They go home and they're like, yeah, whatever.
And when you have as much power as Mary does, you end up, you don't even see it happening. You end up surrounding yourself with yes men and women who are just going to tell you what you want to hear. And the next thing you know, everybody's going, yeah, we don't need so much salt. Mary, you're right, Mary.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put pumpkin seeds in,
salt.
Mary. Yes. And then you end up with jerks like us calling you out on the carpet and telling you, giving you a rating that maybe, you're not going to be thrilled with. And I think maybe we just get to the ratings. What do you think?
I think maybe we get to the ratings because this is let's go to the ratings.
All right.
Ratings. Now,
yeah.
Here's the thing about this thing. You've got somebody who's like, I feel for Mary because I feel like there's a moment when she's in a cavernous room with no furniture and a moonlight sifting through, glancing off the floorboards, these burnished wood floorboards.
Gorgeous, I'm guessing. Gorgeous floorboards. Oiled, mahogany maybe. Who knows?
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, sleek. And she doesn't notice them at all. She doesn't notice the wide arcing plate windows. She's staring in front of a floor to ceiling mirror. And she's looking at herself and she just bursts into convulsing sobs. She has this realization, and the realization is like, crackers? And it all comes out. She's been obsessive about something and tamped down all the other stuff. She's put all the energy and all the secrets and all the things have just plunged down into the depths of darkness, and they come out in that room because she's just obsessed. And I feel somebody who wants to be branded as obsessive is at some point is going to have one of these like gut-wrenching catharses. And I think
Night of the Soul is coming. Mary's Dark Night of the Soul may even be here right now as you're describing it.
I feel not like I feel, I feel like Mary will now be, I heard you and Brett broke up. And she's like, it's for the best. It's for the best. Brett doesn't really see what I see, and I love him and I will always love him. And B doesn't see what I see in the cracker. And as everybody knows, the cracker, I'm obsessed with the cracker. Right. And so I don't think the moment is coming now. I think like there's more, we have to she has to forge forth and take our stupid mates podcast and just go, so funny, right? And there's more teeth gratingly like those guys.
Can you imagine the atmosphere at work the day after this episode drops? Can you imagine what that attitude is going to be like when the doors open, the elevator doors open. Everybody's been at their desk since 8 a.m. They've been dreading this moment when she comes out. Oh man, the atmosphere at Mary's Gone Crackers the day after this thing drops is going to be tense.
I think it's twofold. I think you're 100% right that it will be tense, but I also think that the vast populace of the workforce there, before Mary comes walking through those doors, is like, yeah, right? I mean, what did they?
Thank God somebody said it. Yep.
Yeah, just a job. They're texting, group chat, just a job, and it's like those two weren't right for each other.
Right.
Yeah. I think
the emoji with the one crazy eye and the one, and the tongue's hanging out like
a lot of those. A lot of like, what time is she coming? She's coming at 9, and a lot of this emoji. The gritted teeth. But I think for them, it's like, we're not saying anything they don't know.
Right.
And it's as you put it, Magic. It's somebody said it, and
maybe corporate culture will change for the better as a result of this podcast. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping things brighten up over there at Mary's Gone Crackers. I want to ask you a question before you give your rating.
Yeah.
I want you to give 3 ratings for this cracker, okay? I want you to give a rating for what the employees at Mary's Gone Crackers would rate it. Then I want you to give the rating of what Mary thinks Mary's Gone Crackers deserves as a rating, and then finally I want your personal rating.
Great. So the people at the place are like, it's a cracker. So they're 5. They're like, it's a cracker, right? And Mary's like, it's maybe the best food. Right. It might be the best food. It's manna from heaven. We started this podcast talking about the prophets, and she's like, it's a 10. But can there be more than 10? It's an obvious 10. But that thing is, Mary doesn't settle for perfection. She wants beyond perfection. That's Mary's like, what can a cracker be? Is the thing that keeps her up at night. Sure, this is the best cracker in Mary's mind. But what can it be? Can a 1 to 10 scale be 20? Maybe with Mary's Gone Crackers, it can. I think Mary is like, Mary's Gone Crackers is like, I kind of have, like in a lone moment, she's like, and that ends. We end up in the ballroom. We end up with those beautiful floors. We end up with Mary cracking. Right. That's where this has to go. If we're writing this story, Mary's got to go crackers. And
absolutely.
The crackers will take her there. The thing about Mary, as we know, is I think Mary can be swayed because obsession leads that way. It's like, you know what? Maybe you can, maybe you can add a little more salt, a little more pepper, a little more spice. There are things that I like about this cracker. I like the density. I like it has a homegrown or a homemade feel to it. Like somebody took some time.
It's got some heartiness to it.
Yeah, hardiness is a great descriptor, and it has all that. And so there is room to improvement. I hope that it does improve, because for me, Mary's Gone Crackers, 3.
We're in a lot of agreement here. A lot of agreement. I don't think I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna paint a different picture, because I think you painted that picture perfectly of life at Mary's Gone Crackers. But I'm gonna quibble with some of your ratings. So I think the Mary's Gone Crackers employees, they're texting, just a job. I mean, they're doing the crazy face and the LOLs and the whole thing. But here's the thing. Mary's not an idiot. These people didn't get the job because they don't give a shit. Like, she knows when she interviewed 100 people probably for each one of these positions. So she's hiring type A personalities. So on one hand, they're going, just a job. It's a 5, but they're taking pride in this. They care about this. They've bought into the Mary's Gone Crackers culture to a certain extent. So I think in their heads, if the other employees had said, hey, we're going to rate it, and they'd probably go 5. But secretly, they're thinking this is a 7. They're thinking this cracker is a 7.
I think your assessment is much more layered and probably closer to the truth than mine.
Here's the thing about Mary. And I think this is going to be tough for everybody to hear. I agree with you. In Mary's head, somebody says, Mary, the guys from Mates are reviewing Mary's Gone Crackers Super Seed Classic. What do you think they're going to rate it? And I think Mary's looking right down the barrel of the camera and she's going, I'd be amazed if it was anything lower than a 10, right? Like that's what she's thinking. She's saying that. She's putting on a brave face. But let me tell you something. When she goes home at night and she's in that empty ballroom and she's taking off the makeup and she's let down her hair and, maybe she's got the sweats on and she's holding up the cracker. I think she's saying, she's looking at that cracker and she's whispering, you're nothing. You're shit. You're garbage. You're a failure. Fuck you, cracker. She's thinking to herself, this cracker's a 0. It's a 0. I've done everything I could and it's still a 0. She's weeping, yeah. And the truth is, Mary, I just want to give you a hug. It's not a 10. It's not a 0. You've created something here. You've created a cracker made out of brown rice and seeds. Nobody did that before. There's a reason they didn't, because it's not good, but you created something new and you should be celebrated for that. So I think there's room for improvement here. Like you said, I mean, you throw salt on here. It's a much better cracker.
Yes.
The right amount of salt on this elevates it easily 1.5 points, I think. Some peppers and spices. This could easily be a 5. It's not. It could be. Mary's Gone Crackers Super Seed Classic 3.5. I'll see you next week.